Welcome all to this analysis. This is the 2nd of May, a very cool day here in Nairobi. Kalonzo Musyoka is intentionally boycotting Azimio campaigns. So why? And what are the indications that shows this is happening? In this video, I am going to explain for you the simmering fallout between one Kalonzo Musyoka and President Uhuru Kenyatta. The last time Kalonzo was with Uhuru was on 19th March when Raila was away. Raila was in UK for the tour. That was after the Jacaranda rally. So Uhuru met Kalonzo, and this is the photo I think that you can see here. He visited Kalonzo in his current residence. The very day Uhuru had done Nairobi, I think some Nairobi tour. Then after that, when Raila came back, Kalonzo attended the first ever Azimio rally alongside Raila Odinga while in Turkana. So he actually joined that rally. And by that time, people argued that, of course, he had decided officially to join Azimio, and perhaps it was agreed. Now, what I understand that could be when the president met Kalonzo, or by that time, Kalonzo was the designate deputy president, or rather running mate to Raila Odinga. So that was the last time they were with Raila then. Then after that, on 9th April, Kalonzo flew with Raila to Mwingi West for some event of ordination of 10 bishops of ATG Church. So that is when they were last together. After that, of course, politics went to the back room, to the boardroom, because the parties were conducting their nominations, and also the Azimio affiliate parties were also trying to reach consensus in different positions, that is Nairobi, Mombasa, and even Machakos. So Kalonzo was, many political parties, or rather political parties, reverted back to revamp their parties. That is the time that Raila also did a Western tour, if you remember. But then after that, after like to the 20th of April, the conversation of Kalonzo Musyoka's presence in Azimio came back. And when it came back, it took a different twist, with now the emergence of Sabina Chege and Martha Karua as key contestants, or rather as key candidates for the running mate position on Raila Odinga's presidential bid. Now, this has been here for some time. And I question, of course, I will analyze at one point, where is Gideon Moi? I will analyze that. But then, if you realize, there was also another event, I think it was mid-April, that that Kalonzo and Uhuru attended in the burial of Kinuthia Mbugwa's mother. I can't remember the date, but I think it was the first week of April with the president in Kiambu. That was the last time they met. So when they met again, it was about the Azimio Council meeting that was chaired by President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I analyzed that Kalonzo was dressed down to tone down on calling press conferences, talking about the Azimio issues. And after that, Kalonzo came out and told his hardliners to make sure that they don't beg for the position of running mate on his behalf, because that is making him weak. A decision that personally I think I welcome. That was necessary. Now, I want us to look at something that is happening, and there is a simmering fallout between Uhuru and Kalonzo. Two instances. When Raphael Tuju held a meeting with Azimio affiliate parties in Serena Hotel, the Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni was telling the journalists there that even Uhuru is getting frustrated by Kalonzo's ridiculous demands. And that story was reported by the People Daily. I think I captured it a bit in one of my analysis. But then I followed Kibaki's burial, state burial, and I saw a deliberate effort, or intentionally, the president decided to lock out Kalonzo Musyoka. I want to hold my horse here by saying, yes, it was a state funeral. So it is likely the only three politicians that were given chance was Uhuru, Raila, and Ruto. Uhuru and Ruto spoke because he's the current deputy president, so the protocol puts him there by default. He's the one who is supposed to welcome William Ruto. But if you're keen enough, Uhuru did not want that photo of him with Ruto. So the program was a bit taken by the church, and is the clergy, the bishop, the Archbishop Anthony Mweria, who was actually inviting the politicians. It was just to make sure that the event is a bit sanitized from politics. So that happened. The same way Raila was given a chance, I think it was also very possible for them to include Kalonzo Musyoka and also Musalia Mudavadi. But then they wanted to sanitize it. Kalonzo did not feel happy that he was not given a chance to eulogize the president there. You know, this is a gentleman that has always mentioned that he's a national leader and he needs that respect. So that is one thing that I see. He was not convinced with the situation. That is why, despite the fact that he was invited to attend the Labor Day ceremony in Kasarani on Sunday, not in Kasarani, Nyayo, Kalonzo Musyoka skipped that event. So what exactly is happening? If you just look for the last 1 month, the gap between Kalonzo and Uhuru and bit of Raila is widening. The son to the second president, Daniel Moi, did not speak. So, Gideon Moi did not speak. So the second family that also lost their family member was not represented there. Well, that was the second president. That is the person that handed over power to Mwai Kibaki. And yeah, I also had my own reservations on that. But then that was a state funeral taken over by the military. Kenyans will remind me that, and I agree. Now, are you watching this video and you've not yet subscribed? Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also give this video a like. When you like this video, you will really help improving this channel. And my question that I want to ask our viewers today is this: why do you think Kalonzo is uncomfortable in his meal if he is not the running mate? That's the question. Are you in Nairobi and its environs, that is Kitengela, Machakos, Kiambu, or you're even putting up a structure in the upcountry? You experience frequent blackouts? Then don't look south. Check out for the Instalight company, one of the best companies in Kenya that have power backup system solutions. They have packages from 125,000 to 195,000, and it can go beyond. Now, this is the good news that I've received from them. They can integrate your water steaming system, rather boiling system, with the solar. So with this, without even an extra expense of buying another equipment, what this means is that it can help reduce or rather minimize your electricity bill to nearly zero. What an amazing offer. Can you talk to them? Gideon here, 0722 818 883, and I will be so glad if you tell him that, of course, you've received this from Kevin Odwar. One thing, the twist in picking Raila Odinga's running mate in Azimio did not sit well with Kalonzo Musyoka. Let me explain. After that council met, there was a panel that was formed, a 7-member team that was including Enoch Wambua, Sabina Chege, amongst other leaders. I remember Enoch Wambua was not representing Kalonzo Musyoka. And so the applicants, they opened a window for people who wanted to be Raila Odinga's running mate to apply. Then that team, that 7-member team, is coming up with the criteria of picking Raila Odinga's running mate. They simply give an advisory. It's like it's an advisory council. And Kalonzo Musyoka said that the position of running mate is supposed to be given to him, and so he was not going to apply, or rather he was not going to take that route. So that was the first part. Why? That is the first reason why Kalonzo is not sitting well. And the reason why it's happening is this. Remember the meeting that they held in State House long before they went to KICC to sign those documents? This State House meeting that he was complaining about Charity Ngilu stopping Raila from signing an agreement. That meeting had decided that Raila Odinga's running mate was Kalonzo Musyoka. But somewhere in the middle here, it is the meeting that also decided on, made a decision on the three-legged stool. But somewhere in the middle, table stand, and then it was like, okay, the council is the one that is going to come up with Raila Odinga's running mate, and now the legged stool was also abolished and the fourth stool was added. So that is why the DAPK, the PA, and the other small parties were included. I don't understand why there is a latest report that Maendeleo Chap and the PA party by Emerson Kingi wanted to leave the Azimio. I will look at that. I think that information came out when I was in the village. Now, the reason why there is a very big tussle and the dilemma that Raila has is this. You need a running mate that will give you winning probability, and again, there is also a running mate that after running mate is supposed to be deputy president. So you also need competency. My good friend, lecturer from Laikipia University, Poti Abuja, was telling me that Raila do not need a competent deputy president as now. Who Raila needs is the person that will take him to State House. Do you agree? Yes. So there is still weighing. And there is also another question of if Martha Karua is picked, will the Kenyan women support Martha Karua, or August 9th they will revert from the gender consciousness to tribal consciousness? Very pertinent questions. Number two, and I think this is key, the fact that Kalonzo is getting close with Mike Sonko is not sitting well with President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta has a personal difference with Sonko. And you see, Kalonzo has taken Sonko, he is a lawyer, and he has convinced Sonko that he is willing, he can vie, and now has given Sonko a ticket to go and vie in Mombasa. Yes, if you ask me, Kalonzo is trying to checkmate ODM in Mombasa. That is it. But President, as I ever mentioned, also has interest in the Mombasa and Nairobi given a seat. But not even that. The person that the president wouldn't want to be in power again is Mike Sonko. Imagine a situation where president has already retired and Mike Sonko is a governor somewhere and has powers. What do you think Sonko is going to do? Sonko is going to get very rogue with President Uhuru Kenyatta because he feels that President Uhuru Kenyatta frustrated him. So that is also something that I want to feel is making it a little bit not easy for these fellas to get together. Then, if you want to know that there is a problem, Raila yesterday was in Nyeri and was hosted by Jubilee candidates, and Martha Karua was there, and also Sabina Chege. I think one thing that Kalonzo ever demanded was Raila's campaign team to be disbanded and form another campaign team on Azimio because the other team were aligned towards Raila, and this was also intentionally to get access to the campaign resources. This is a factor that to many analysts, or rather to many Kenyans, it looks passive. But I can tell you that in the backroom, campaign financing of resources is a very key element that Kalonzo Musyoka or any other political candidate is considering. Who is going to fuel my chopper? Are there resources? Am I going to get 2 choppers to have me and my team? Am I going to be given accommodation on the campaign by the Azimio campaign finances, or I'm going to finance my own campaigns? So all these questions come into play when why he's joining, and that is why he is boycotting those campaigns. He wants to be given access to the resources. If you remember the document on the 2017 document that Kalonzo himself released, one of the clauses there was talking about sharing of campaign resources. But lastly, Kalonzo is talking to Ruto. When Johnson Muthama came out and came defending Kalonzo, telling Kalonzo that this and this needs to be done so that he's respected in Azimio, when you see Moses Wetangula still telling Kalonzo to join them, and the president has an access to everyone's access, especially these politicians, he can easily trace what Kalonzo is doing at whatever time. There is a likelihood that Kalonzo is talking to Ruto and with now his previous master Jimmy Wanjigi to frustrate Azimio la Umoja. And it seems this the President Uhuru Kenyatta's team has realized that Kalonzo is not and may not be working in the interest of Azimio. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. So also to accommodate, I want to feel, I'll try to look at why the president is reintroducing the BBI question. 3 months to the general election. It's something tied from with this analysis I was doing here. So kindly subscribe to our channel and asanteni sana. My brother Balozi Music has a new gospel song, Nashukuru. Kindly check out his Facebook, his YouTube page.